Do is take the factory price, then add your markup, commission, whatever it is, then that's the price that they pay you. So you're gonna, in essence, take title to the goods, you're gonna own the goods, you're gonna buy the goods, you're gonna add on your price, that you're gonna export it to them. They pay you, you've already paid them. That's generally how it works. So working as a commission agent, probably not a good idea. You're gonna have to just buy the goods, and then you got more control over it anyway. Okay, and then off you go to there. Right? Yes, ma'am.
Freight forwarder, where would you look for them?
A freight forwarder, you understand, a customs broker gets products into a country, a freight forwarder gets them out. So you'd get American freight forwarder. Well, just about every American customs broker is also a freight forwarder. They just have different divisions. So there's all these experts on importing goods and all the paperwork required, and then in the same company, they got these experts in exporting goods and all the paperwork required. So it's usually the same company. Okay, FedEx is a customs broker, FedEx is a freight forwarder. Global Transport is a customs broker, Global Transport is a freight forwarder.
There's Expeditors, there's
Expeditors is huge.
Yeah.
They're very smart. Right place, right time, smart. They can do everything a steamship line and an airline can do. They just don't have any boats or planes. They just lease space on all those airplanes that are flying away anyway. They lease space on all those ships moving around anyway. They get by volume discount. They take that lower, the arbitrage, the difference between what they're paying and what they can charge you, and they turn a profit without any risk of the boats and the planes. So you have another question.
Like, where would you start for looking for that? Because I remember you mentioned it earlier in the...
Looking for a freight forwarder? Well, again, when you go through the directory of U.S. exporters to see who's exporting and to where and to whom and all that kind of stuff, some people, again, want to hide their name, so they'll put the name of a freight forwarder as the exporter. So the directory of U.S. exporters is a real good place to find the name of freight forwarders. You know the yellow pages in the phone book and Google freight forwarder.
I found a page and I sent out a quote, and then all of them sent back the quote, but then none of the quote like beat the one I'm using right now.
Well,
So like you...
well, that's great. Then you've done your homework and you did a great job. You found the best right from the beginning. And not a lot of people say when they quote, they may not have an expertise, so they're going to charge you extra money to do the work. So you're probably already working with a freight forwarder that has an expertise in the product area you're talking about. Yeah.
But then wouldn't it be more like profit if I just go straight to the vessel?
You can try. That's a lot of work, and that's there's so much to tie into. It's like saying, can I do my taxes myself? Of course you can, but you got better things to do than filling out all your taxes. Turn it over to a CPA. Trying to work with the vessels yourself, yes you can, but and then all the process, all the people involved. Since you don't know what's going on, you make people real cranky. You're talking about $150 to do all the work. Okay, are your profit margins so small that you need that $150? No, what I would do is figure I'm going to get charged $150, make my customers pay for it. You just build it in your price to your customers. Yeah, that's...
So it depends on the cost then?
Well, again, if you're selling scrap metal, maybe you need to do it yourself because your profit margins are going to be razor thin. But if you're selling bread to the Japanese, and it's a specialty bread, your profit margins are going to be so wide because you're the only place they can get it because nobody else will sell it to them, that $150 is just part of the deal.
But then you'll be depending on the freight forwarder.
You can depend on the freight forwarder to,
You export.
yes, sure. That's their job. That's their expertise. Think of something else. You may not be sending full container loads. You might be air freighting the goods because they want it that bad. The reason I picked up bread is because that's a business where actually they make the dough, they raise it, they get it ready to bake, and then they freeze it and air freight it to Japan. It comes off 5 in the morning off the 747 to Japan, goes straight into the baking ovens where they bake it, and then that morning, this bread that was made made Monday in Seattle is showing up fresh baked in Tokyo Tuesday morning. 36 hours later, given the time, leap and all that kind of stuff. So that process, there's plenty of room for profitability there. Because we can make bread cheaper, we got the ingredients cheaper, in Japan it's more expensive and all that, so you ship frozen bread in Japan, there's money to be made. The reason I'm mentioning that is because that's an example. But the profit margins of what you're doing are so wide that there you go. If you get into commodity item, again, you're going to run into the problem everywhere else. You got to compete on price. And somebody will do it for less. Always somebody will do it for less. But if you're the only person making that bread, you're the only person doing that product, that's where the money is. So yes, exports of scrap, exports of commodities is growing because they're cheaper now. But the people that are already in that business are doing that excess business. And you say, oh, I'm going to get into it because it's growing. Well, good luck. The people already in it, they're going to pick up the excess. Where the money is the same money 10 years ago. Something nobody else is doing yet. Is to satisfy a need nobody else can do, nobody else will do. That's where the export business is.
Again, how do I find the information of the customers to contact them?
Well, there's a directory of U.S. importers. There's a directory of U.S. exporters.
Okay.
So if you've gone through the research to find the best place in the world to sell American bread, what country buys the most American bread, then you contact that country and say, I'm an American exporter. I would like the names of Japanese importers that buy bread. So now you got a list of names of Japanese importers that buy bread. So you can contact them directly. But you can also check in the directory of U.S. exporters for the names of Japanese companies that are buying bread. That's another way. But again, going back to the best places, one is check year-old trade inquiries going into the United States government. That's one area. But better yet is to work through all the bakeries or whoever, mid-sized small businesses in the United States that are not bothering to reply to foreign inquiries for U.S. specialty goods. And again, even at this level, we're dealing in a specialty market. So we got to work at a specialty market. In importing in America, this is America. All this is the United States. And this is overseas. Okay? In exporting in America, this is America, and this is overseas. Okay? Just exactly flip what we're talking about. But your job at the small business level is right here as the agent representing the factories. So the factories don't have to worry about the exportation. But the money, again, at the small business level, international trade, export, is in the specialty business. That's where you're going to make your money. That's where it's easier, faster, funner, more likely than trying to say, oh, scrap sells well, I'll sell scrap too. You can try, but it probably won't work out. Okay? Okay. So it all starts with that passion. What do you love? And when you've got that going, you're going to talk to people overseas that need things specially done. You're going to love changing it for the people overseas, and that's your job. Okay? Thank you very much.